So I've just been reviewing and editing down the footage from the test ride that I did with the Fuji XP130, and I've overlaid it and done a little picture-in-picture so you can side-to-side comparison of the Fuji, which is up on the top left. That's full resolution. It's the full 1080p resolution shoved up in the corner, and of course the Hero7 is doing 4K, so it is filling the rest of the screen.
Alright, let's see how you work the little camera. So today I am testing out a Fuji Finepix XP130 that I picked up for hiking and camping and for taking pictures out on the trail and for rafting trips and a whole bunch of other stuff. I really don't want to take the $5,000 full frame Sony SLR along for. So one of the menu options is for action cam. So I am running the Fuji Finepix XP130 in action cam mode, hanging off a chesty. And this is going to be the test footage. So hopefully it turns out usable. Not that I intend to replace the Hero7 with this guy, but just in case there's a pinch where the GoPro's gone flat, or I've lost it, or it got damaged, all of which are very likely. If I've got this guy, it means I won't be high and dry. Now regardless, it'd be nice to know if this is good for video on the basis of I'd like to record my hikes and rafting adventures and all that other good stuff. So for comparison's sake, I was out here 4 days ago riding this same path that I'm about to ride now. So I'll be able to back-to-back compare the footage of my Hero7 Black versus a Fuji XP130 in action camera mode. Like I stated on my last video that I took with the GoPro, it's amazing to think we found that downhill a couple of years back whilst fat biking, and I said there was no way I'd ever ride any bike down it, and then I came down here for the cheap bike challenge, which you may or may not remember, because the fully rigid bike I picked up for 21 bucks at a thrift store. I rode back to back on that descent against my Cannondale that I had at the time. One of the limitations of this Fuji camera too, I should point out, is in full HD mode, which is 1080p at 30 frames a second, it will only record 29 minutes per file, regardless of the size of the SD card. And interestingly, that limit also exists when you're doing 60 frames a second. I'm currently running it at 30 frames a second, because that's what I run the GoPro at. I prefer the look of footage 30 frames than 60. If you're wondering why I've bought this guy instead of just using my GoPro, which is a Hero7 Black, and yes, it does shoot RAW, and yes, I can import it all into Lightroom, but GoPro's ultra wide angle lens does not deliver the perspective I'm looking for in a digital still camera. Alright. Yeah, the GoPro's super wide angle lens, even once corrected in Lightroom to get rid of the barrel distortion, still gives you a very bizarre effect. And if you want all of your photos to look like they were taken with a tilt shift lens, baby, then maybe a GoPro is the solution for you for a digital still camera. But for me, I need something a little bit more camera guy-ish. The main deciding factor for this was the price. The Olympus TG5, and if you know anything about my photography history, you know that I love a 35mm Olympus camera, especially with a 35mm lens. Sitting at home right now, in fact, I have 5 Olympus point and shoot film cameras, all with a fast 35mm lens on them. And it has manual override and it exports to RAW. And those are a lot of boxes to tick for me, but that was also almost triple the price when you factor in the discounts that were applied to this. I think it was $450 or $550 for that particular camera. And if it was your only camera, it's a worthwhile investment. I'm hoping for footage that is better than my old Hero session. Or was it a session 4 and a session 5? So hopefully this delivers a better quality than those. But we will see.
And these are my thoughts and feelings on that. The first thing is, yes, the Fuji will work as an action camera, but it's not stabilized footage and it's really jerky. The second thing I noticed is the playback speed seems to be a little bit off. I've just imported it straight into Vegas. It's exactly how it was recorded, and it seems to be playing back at a faster frame rate than it is actually showing. So I don't know if that's just the way the Fuji handles compression, or maybe it was I was just riding a lot faster yesterday when I took it out versus when it was -16 and I went out with the GoPro and rode the same trails. The final thing I noticed is the details in dark regions. The Fuji sort of obliterates all of that fine black detail. I guess its sensor just does not have the dynamic range that the sensor in Hero7 has. Is it usable footage? Yes. Would I rely on it as primary footage? Absolutely not. But that's not what I bought the camera for. So if you are looking for a one camera solution that replaces everything, this is not the one to go for, and the GoPro is still my #1 choice for mountain biking.